Hyrox is one of the fastest growing fitness competitions in the world. And the reason is simple. It combines running and functional workouts into one race format that almost any serious gym bro can understand. Unlike bodybuilding, where the focus is mostly on aesthetics or traditional running events that test endurance alone, Hyrox sits right in the middle. It challenges your strength, your engine, your work capacity, and your ability to keep moving under fatigue. That's what makes it different. It's not just about looking fit. It's about proving that your fitness actually means something. And that's a big reason why Hyrox is getting so much attention right now. It gives people a measurable challenge, a clear test, a real event to train for. In a world where a lot of people are tired of training without purpose, Hyrox gives fitness a target again. So how does Hyrox actually work? The format is simple, but that's what makes it so brutal. You start with a 1 kilometer run. Then you go straight into a workout station. Then it's another 1 kilometer run followed by another workout. That pattern repeats until you've completed 8 runs and 8 workout stations. So it's not just a race, and it's not just a workout. It's a constant back and forth between cardio and strength under fatigue. That's where Hyrox becomes a real test. Because running feels different when your legs are already cooked. And every workout station feels worse when your heart rate is already higher from the run before it. You never really get to settle in. The format is easy to understand, even if you've never done the event before. But simple does not mean easy. Anyone can look at it and immediately get it. Run, work, repeat. But once you imagine doing that 8 times in a row, you start to understand why Hyrox demands a different kind of fitness. Not just strength, not just endurance, but the ability to keep performing when both are being tested at the same time. Now this is where Hyrox becomes even more interesting, because the workouts themselves are what really separate it from a normal running event. Across the race, athletes have to complete 8 different workout stations, and each one tests a different part of your fitness. You're not just running and then lifting weights. You're being forced to deal with power, muscular endurance, grip, coordination, pacing, and fatigue management, all in one event. The stations include the ski erg, the sled push, the sled pull, burpee broad jumps, the rower, the farmer's carry, sandbag lunges, and wall balls. And each one attacks you in a different way. Some expose weakness in your engine, some expose weakness in your legs, some expose your pacing, and some punish you for going out too hard early. That's why Hyrox feels like such a complete test. It's not about being the best runner in the room, and it's not about being the strongest person in the gym. It's about whether you can stay functional, efficient, and composed across multiple demands without falling apart. And that's exactly why this event gets people's attention. This is fitness with consequences. One of the biggest reasons Hyrox is growing so fast is because it appeals to more than just one type of athlete. This isn't only for elite runners. It isn't only for CrossFit athletes. And it definitely isn't only for hardcore gym people. Hyrox sits in that sweet spot where a lot of different people can see themselves in it. If you come from a running background, it gives you a new challenge that adds strength and functional work. If you come from the gym, it gives your training a real performance goal beyond just building muscle. And if you're someone who already likes fitness, competition, and pushing yourself, Hyrox feels like a natural next step. Because most people don't want to become professional athletes, but they do want to feel athletic. They want to be strong, fit, capable, and tested. And Hyrox gives them a format where they can prove that to themselves. That makes it more accessible than people think. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's demanding. But the concept is simple enough that regular people can still understand it and train for it. You don't need to master complicated techniques. You just need the willingness to train, suffer a little, and improve. And this is where Hyrox really starts to make sense from a performance perspective. Because beyond the hype and the race day atmosphere, Hyrox actually develops qualities that a lot of people are missing in modern fitness. First, it builds a serious engine. A lot of gym goers are strong for short bursts. but fall apart the moment their heart rate stays high for too long. Hyrox forces you to improve your aerobic base, recover between efforts, and keep moving under fatigue. Second, it improves work capacity, not just for one hard set or one sprint, but across an entire event where your body is constantly under pressure. Third, it exposes weak links. If your running is weak, it shows. If your legs gas out too fast, it shows. If your grip fails, it shows. If your pacing is off, it shows. And that's a good thing, because Hyrox forces a more complete type of fitness. It demands strength, endurance, recovery, and control all at once. It also teaches fatigue management, the ability to stay efficient and composed when your body is under stress. Anyone can look good when they're fresh. Performance starts when you're tired, and Hyrox lives in that zone. So when you put all of this together, it becomes pretty obvious why Hyrox is growing so fast. It matches exactly what modern fitness culture is starting to value. People don't just want to look fit anymore, they want to feel capable. They want a body that looks strong, but also performs under pressure. And Hyrox gives them that. It turns training into something measurable, something competitive, something people can build toward. Because for a lot of people, normal gym training started to feel repetitive. Same exercises, same split, same goal of just looking a little better. Hyrox changes that by giving fitness a challenge again. It also fits perfectly into the rise of the hybrid athlete. The idea of being only strong or only good at cardio is starting to feel outdated. More people want both, strength and engine, muscle and endurance, performance and aesthetics. Hyrox sits right in the middle of that. And on top of that, it's built for the modern content era. It looks intense, it looks athletic, it looks hard. The runs, the sled pushes, the wall balls, the finish line, it all creates the kind of visual proof people love to watch and share. So Hyrox isn't taking over fitness by accident. It's growing because it gives people what a lot of training was missing: a real test, a clear purpose, and a version of fitness that feels complete. So in the end, Hyrox is more than just another fitness trend. It represents where fitness is going. Hyrox is taking over because it gives people something modern training was missing. It combines strength, endurance, structure, and purpose in a way that feels competitive, athletic, and real. And that's exactly why more and more people are stepping into it.